y'all, welcome back to Cooking McGee Style. A friend of mine requested that I make lasagna, and it just happens to be one of Bobby's favorites too. So let's jump right into it and make it stupid easy and simple. Let's start with cutting up preferably one large onion, but I've got two small onions, so let's do that. I know I have these big beautiful knives over here, but every time I touch one I cut myself, so I just go with my handy dandy kitchen knives I'm familiar with. Hey, you like my new cutting board? I like that. That's kind of cool. No onions for the puppy. About a tablespoon of olive oil. We're gonna put this, first gonna turn it on. Medium to low. I might go low. I'm new to a gas stove. We just bought this house. I'm still working on it. Here's an onion, diced up. Let these cook. I'm gonna keep an eye on them because, like I said, I'm not 100% sure with the temperature on the stove yet. I'll get there. In the meantime, let's go grate some cheese. This is Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna try to finally grate this. Oh, something's happening over here. Hold on. Yep, we're turning it on low. There you go. There you go, little onions. Okay, back to the cheese. Okay, well, I had that Parmesan cheese all sliced up, shredded up, or whatever you want to call it. I think the onions are looking good. Let's add our meat. Now, this is 1 pound of mild Italian sausage, ground, and almost 2 pounds of 80/20 ground beef. We're gonna put all that in there, and we're gonna let it brown. Now, keep in mind, if you're watching this, I'm making 3 8x8 pans of lasagna, so it's not just, so you know, adjust accordingly. If you're using one bigger pan, that's fine. If you just want to do one, that's fine. Just do it accordingly and don't put in the wrapper. Make sure this is on low. The meat just came out of the fridge and it's quite cold. Here's a little pepper. A little bit of salt. Here's some garlic powder. And just a touch of Italian seasoning. Yum, 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 yum. And while it's thinking about doing that, I'm gonna go straight at the mozzarella cheese. Because, you know, it's lasagna. We have to have cheese. Let it cook on low. Now, while still keeping an eye on the meat, I'm gonna shred up 24 ounces, which is basically 3 cups of mozzarella cheese. And I don't do that. I don't do the mozzarella as fine as I do the Parmesan. So, here we go. Shred, shred, shred. Make sure you're stirring your meat. You don't want anything to burn, because then you gotta start all over. Now this mozzarella cheese is going in the refrigerator with the Parmesan cheese until we're ready for it. Yeah, I made a little mess. I'm sure the dogs will love to lick the floor in just a minute. Just a touch longer. All right, let's take this off and get to the sink and strain it. While we're waiting on that meat to drain, I've got 2 jars, 24 ounces of Raoul, whatever, marinara sauce. And a 15-ounce jar of crushed tomatoes. And I'm gonna need 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, which I already have in a container because I used some the other day. Let's go back to the stove. Alrighty, let's go back on. Let's go on low. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. I probably could have saved myself a headache and just eyeballed it. But, okay. There we go. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Stir this in and let it cook on low for about 2 minutes. Sweet. Now we're gonna throw in a 15-ounce jar of crushed tomatoes, sauce and all, just all of it in there. Get in there. And now, here's where the magic happens. Marinara sauce. Yes. Put it all in there. Mix that all together. Now, I'll mix that all together. Let's give this a taste. Now, it's gonna simmer for a little minute, at least 15 minutes, maybe a little longer. And the flavors will combine during that time, right? So, but I still wanna taste it just a little. Let's let the flavors combine. And we'll see if it improves. If not, hey, more seasonings. And we're starting to bubble. Okay, we're gonna turn this down, back to low. I put it on a medium low. We're gonna let this simmer for, I said 10 to 15 minutes. You know, 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know. While that's doing what it's doing and we make sure it doesn't overflow, we're gonna go make the ricotta cheese mixture. Here we go, ricotta cheese mixture, easy to do. Got 2 15-ounce containers of ricotta cheese. One egg. No shells, please. 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese. And then 1/2 cup of the Parmesan cheese. Then we're gonna add a little pepper. As little or as much as you like. A touch of salt. And some Italian seasoning. About a teaspoon, but, you know, Italian. It is an Italian dish. And mix this all together. Once I'm done mixing this all together, it's gonna go in the refrigerator until I'm ready for it. Oh, that smells really good. I think it needs more Italian seasoning, but I wanna taste the meat first. The meat sauce, the meat with the sauce. You know what, let's just put some more. A little bit more Italian seasoning. Yeah. More Italian. And you know what I think it needs? Some garlic powder. Why not? We're gonna put this in the fridge, and what that's gonna do is, one, keep it cold, but also let those flavors combine. until we're ready for them. Hey Google, how much time is left on the timer? Okay, well, let's go ahead and taste it. It's good. It's not great. All right. I think it needs more salt. Just a little bit. I mean, season to your taste, right? Some more pepper. Some garlic powder. And some more Italian seasoning. We'll just cook on low just a touch longer. I want to taste it again. By the way, you want your meat sauce to be almost like a spaghetti-like texture. Not too thick, not too thin, not too meaty, not too greasy. Okay, we're bubbling like crazy. Like I said, we just moved here. I'm not used to using a gas stove. So I'm gonna take this and put it over there and turn this off and just let it chill for just a little bit. So I tasted it again and it tastes way better. I took it off of the heat completely. I'm letting it sit over here and cool just a little bit. I'm using these oven-ready lasagna noodles. No, they don't have the cool little crinkly edges, but I don't have to boil them. So one less step, right? All right, I'm gonna put some of this meat sauce along the bottom of this pan. I'm just gonna cover the bottoms. This will help keep the noodles from burning. Yes, Groot, we know you like lasagna, but you know what? No. Now let's go on with our noodles. I'm gonna have to squish them in there. There's 1, 2. All right. Now some of this cheese mixture that we made. We're just gonna spread it on there. Spread, 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 spread. Okay. I am a lover of cheese, and so is Bobby. More mozzarella cheese. There we go. And now more meat sauce. I'm trying not to tear up my pans here. All right. We're just doing this on layers, basically the same way, over and over and over. I like a meaty lasagna. I like a meaty almost everything. But anyway, make sure before you do this that you've actually retasted your meat sauce mixture and make sure that you like the flavor of it, which I did, and I do. So that's what we're doing. I was so busy trying to get this done that I forgot the olive oil spray. So technically you should lightly spray. I might just lightly spray the edges. And then also the tops, the lids, so the cheese doesn't stick to them. I lightly spray that. Sorry, my bad, I missed a step. Here's some more noodles. Here's some more cheese mixture we made. You don't want to go skimpy on this. This is like kind of what makes lasagna, in my opinion. And because these pans are not that big, I mean, they're single serving size pans. Actually, I would consider this a double size serving, but you know, Bobby would have a different opinion on that. Anyway, a little bit more mozzarella. And repeat. So this is gonna be our final layer. So meat, sauce, all of that yummy stuff in there. We don't want these noodles to be dry, so you want to make sure you have plenty of that stuff in there. I'm not trying to make y'all do two. I'm trying to do both at once, okay? And I like to, anytime I use like metal pans and a stove, I like to have a cookie sheet underneath, just cause, why not? You want mozzarella cheese. And then we're gonna add some more of this Parmesan cheese that we shredded up earlier, just right on top. This is why we sprayed the top of the lids, and that's why I stopped at just 2 layers of noodles, because these pans are not that big. Okay, and we're gonna bake these at 375 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. And then I'm gonna take the lids off and let them bake for another 10 to 15 minutes without the lids on. Well, it's only been about 17 minutes, and these lids need to come off. Now I'm gonna put them back in there, and because I'm not used to this. We just bought this house, right? And I'm not used to a gas stove or oven. So I'm gonna put these in there instead of for 10 or 15 minutes, like I would have normally done, for 5 minutes. With the lid off, let everything melt and get brown, and hopefully not burn, and let's find out what happens. These are done. I put them in there without the lids for about 8 minutes, and they're done. Let me take them out, and they need to rest for about at least 15 minutes. Okay, they're out and they're resting. Yumminess. And then my shadow. I haven't figured out the lighting in this house yet. Just like I haven't figured out the oven or the stove. But yeah, keep in mind if you're using a gas or electric oven, they act totally different. I want to make some breadsticks. Not from scratch. No, they're previously made and frozen. I do have a video on how to make breadsticks that go great with lasagna or anything. I'll post it over here at the end of the video. Let's go for the lasagna. It's not quite hot anymore. That's good. That's really good. This is delicious. I promise you, my neighbors are gonna love it. Have a blessed night.